Now, under the liberalization, we have to discuss different reforms. Now, next is the foreign exchange reforms and the trade and investment policy. There are 5 types of reforms done by the government under the liberalization. First is the industrial reforms, second is the financial reforms, third is the tax reforms, and fourth is the foreign exchange reforms, and fifth is the trade and investment policy reforms. What is done under the foreign exchange reforms? You know what is the meaning of foreign exchange? Foreign exchange means the currency of one country is transferred with the currency of another country, that is known as foreign exchange. Devaluation of a rupee. What is the meaning of devaluation? Devaluation means reduce the value of the domestic currency by the government. That is known as devaluation of a rupee. Market determination of exchange. Market determination of exchange means the exchange rate is determined by the market demand and the market supply. Next is trade and investment policy. Under the trade and investment policy, what is the objective of this reform? The main purpose is international competitiveness and promote the foreign investment and the technology, to promote efficiency of the local industries. Which reforms are included in trade and investment policy? The first is removal of quantitative restrictions on import and export. Second is removal of export duty. Third is reduction in import duty, and fourth is relaxation in import licensing system. So, in foreign exchange reforms, the devaluation of a rupee. Devaluation means reduction in the value of devaluation of a rupee. Devaluation of a rupee means the reduction of the Indian rupees by the government. Domestic currency value is reduced by the government because of overcome the balance of payment crisis. The Indian rupees were revalued against the foreign currency, so that increase the inflow of foreign currency in the economy. Second is market determination of exchange rate. The government allowed rupee value to be free for its control, that is depend on the market demand and the market supply, which will be decided the exchange rate. Trade and investment policy. Which are the objectives of trade and investment policy, and which is the reforms include in the trade policy? Removal of quantitative restriction on import and export. Under the new economic policy, quantitative restriction on import and export were reduced. The quantitative restriction on import of manufacturing, consumer goods and agriculture products were fully removed from 1st April 2001. Second is removal of export duty. Export duty were removed to increase the competitive position of Indian goods in the international market. Third is reduction in import duty. Import duty were reduced to improve the position of domestic goods in the foreign market. And for last is relaxation in import licensing system. Import licensing system was abolished except in case of environmental sensitive industries. Domestic industries to import raw material at a better price, which raised the efficiency and made them more competitive. So these are the reforms done by the government under the liberalization. So these are very important, which reforms are done by the government. The first reform is industrial reforms. The second reform is financial reforms. The third reform is tax reform. Fourth reform is foreign exchange reform, and fifth reform is trade and investment policy reforms. The next topic is privatization. What is the meaning of privatization? You know there is three types of reforms under the new economic policy. First is a liberalization, second is a privatization. Privatization means transfer the ownership, management and control of public sector enterprise into the private sector. Here ownership is transferred. So how we can do the privatization? We can do the privatization two way. Government done the privatization, transfer of ownership and management of public sector companies from the government to the private sector. First is ownership is transferred. In second case, privatization of public sector undertaking by selling of equity of public sector undertaking to the public. That is known as investment. In the privatization, public sector undertaking. What is the meaning of public sector undertaking? 51% share of the company, 55% share of the government in the company. Now, the public sector undertaking is divided into three parts under the privatization. They give the companies Mini Ratans, Navratans and the Maharatan. The Maharatan companies are those companies which investment decision independently up to the 5 crores. And Navratan companies are those companies this investment decision up to the 1000 crores. And Mini Ratan companies are those companies their profit is yearly 30 crore. Any company, if the government gives a Navratan companies, first of all that will be a Mini Ratan company. Same as the government gives a Maharatan company, that first it will be a Navratan company. Before 2017, there are 7 companies whom gives the names of Maharatan companies. Their profit is more. Why we need the difference between the Maharatan companies, Navratan companies and the Mini Ratan companies? In Maharatan companies, there is much investment in Maharatan companies and they are getting more profit from a comparative year from the last 4 years. So we are divided the different companies into Mini Ratan, Navratan and the Maharatan. Maharatan from 2017 there are 8 Maharatan companies and Navratan companies are 16. 16 public sector undertaking gives a name of Navratans, and Mini Ratan is divided into 2 categories, category 1 and category 2. In category 1 there are 16 companies and in category 2 there are 15 companies. So the privatization means transfer the ownership or the management to the private sector by the public sector. So they can use their potential, their economy potential, and they can make the economy competitive. Now, some measures for the privatizations which is done by the government. First of all, reduction in the number of reserve public sector units. The reserve public sector unit is reduced from 17 to 4. Disinvestment is done by the public sector undertaking. The control and management is given in the hands of the private sector. Increase the share of private sector. From July 1991, the public sector in total investment was 63. In new economic policy, it is reduced to 43. No need to convert corporate loan into the share. Financial institutions need not pressurize corporate sector to convert their loan into the share. So these are the some measures which is done in the privatization. What are the merits and demerits of the privatization? First is reduction of the burden of government is reduced. Control poor performance of the public under sector taking, reduction in the capital output ratio, and promotion of foreign direct investment. There are some demerits: neglect the standard of living and social welfare of the mass. It will promote private monopoly, unbalanced growth of the economy. So, in new economic policy, what is the difference between the liberalization and the privatization? Liberalization means freedom from restriction, non-interference of state in the economic activity. Privatization means transfer the ownership to the private sector, freedom of ownership of the assets and the business. So, under the privatization, ownership is transferred to the private sector. Liberalization and privatization we have to discuss. Our next topic is a globalization.